It seems a bit noisy out there, doesn't it? Lots of talking, confusion, conflicting advice.
Almost every day you're hearing people coming out with a new plan, this, and our plan is better, the other plan isn't good.
I don't trust everything out there that I read or I see on TV.
I'm not comfortable with making decisions currently with what I do know with investment opportunities out there.
What those workers are saying is so true. Hi, I'm Valerie Coleman Morris, and I'm here to help you get through the noise. What you're about to watch will help you save, invest, and prepare for the future. This program focuses on the financial health of working families just like you. Think of retirement as a three-legged stool. Many AFSCME members have Social Security and participate in a public pension plan. The union continues to fight to keep those two legs in place, but you need that third leg to enjoy a comfortable retirement. And it is up to you to make good choices in saving and investing. Saving your money, it's hard. Kids are screaming for the new video games. Gas prices are in the stratosphere. Still, you must do it. The earlier, the better. Let's take a 25-year-old, a 35-year-old, and a 45-year-old. Each person puts away $1,000 initially and $100 each month after, with an average interest rate of 8%. The 25-year-old would have almost $375,000 when he or she is 65. The 45-year-old, just over $63,000. Since the money grows over time, it's important to start early, compounding your returns by leaving your money invested. That's the surest, safest way to wealth. But the tough part, how do you save?
Doing less today, if you will, is the only way to assure that you can do the same amount tomorrow. Because essentially, unless you want to work forever or can work forever, and then it's the old-fashioned form of retirement. It's you work until the day you die.
Hardly anyone wants to work till then. So, you can start small. Let's say you save $3 per day. You could do that by cutting out the daily coffee that you get at Starbucks or 7-Eleven. You could play the lottery less. You could then put away about $3 a day. That means $15 each 5-day work week. Now let's say that you invest that $15 a week over a year. With an average return of 8%, that would be worth more than $800, and so on, until giving up Starbucks or lottery tickets for 30 years nets you more than $100,000. No wonder Starbucks is doing so well. Okay, let's assume that you've started saving. Now here's the really tough part, figuring out what to do with that money. Dan Gallagher indulging in one of his hobbies. An AFSCME member, Dan runs the City Garage in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. He has one son in college and another going soon.
It's like $40,000 to go to Villanova, and I have no idea how we're going to pay for this. And when the boys were younger, we didn't think about it.
Dan makes about $55,000 a year. One reason he didn't save, he was afraid to invest.
Like, my pockets aren't as deep as some people.
I know I wasn't educated enough to know what to buy, how much to buy, and how much we could free up of our daily living expenses to really make a difference down the road.
For Dan and most other AFSCME members, individual stock picking is probably not the right strategy. The stock market does offer great returns over the long term, and that is key here. One of the best and safest ways to invest in the stock market is through mutual funds. Investing this way allows you to achieve diversification no matter how large or small your investment is. But not all mutual funds are created equal. Active funds can be pricey with high fees. Index or passive funds are often the way to go for working families.
The fees are for actively managed, what's called actively managed funds, can be 10 to 15 times more than the fund that just mimics the market as a whole. If you are in a S&P 500 fund or any other kind of index fund, you own a little bit of in the S&P 500 case, 500 stocks. You own Pepsi and you own Coke. And you're not paying anybody to try to distinguish the minute differences between them. You just own it all.
One of the best places to get solid, honest information on investing is here, www.finra.org, the website of the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. Want to know how much sales fees are for a mutual fund? Click on the Mutual Fund Expense Analyzer. Let's take a look at two examples. After 10 years, this passive fund with its low fees is worth almost $5,000 more than the active fund, even though they had the same rate of return. Passive funds usually have the word index in them. Many are S&P 500 index funds, meaning they invest in all the companies listed in the S&P 500 index. There are many to choose from. Another great tool on this site, especially if you want to hire a stockbroker, is Broker Check.
And that's where you can learn what licenses different brokers hold. Do they have a disciplinary or a regulatory history that you want to be aware of? What firms have they worked at? Have they moved from firm to firm to firm over a short period of time? That might be a red flag that that's somebody you want to avoid.
If you're going to invest in the stock market, bookmark the FINRA website and refer to it before you make any decisions. Let's go back to our friend Dan. What can he do, or what should he have done to shore up his financial situation?
Well, Dan's got some big expenses ahead of him, and he really does need to start thinking about prioritizing. It's something we all have to do. You know, we only make so much money, even when we have great jobs and great benefits.
Can you go in? Yeah, push it down.
If he cut back on an expensive hobby, those dollars channeled directly into college education might make his child a little more self-sufficient, make his own retirement in the long run a little bit more secure.
With college costs looming, ultra-safe investments like certificates of deposit are the best bet. Longer term, experts say those at Dan's income level should look at Roth IRAs.
A Roth IRA is the best thing that ever happened in the tax code. It allows us to put money away and never ever have to pay tax on it again.
That's great advice for Dan and all working families. Roth IRAs are aimed at middle-income workers, and they offer great tax and savings benefits. Roth IRAs are a terrific way to increase your wealth. Historically, the stock market averages about an 8% or better return over the long run. The key is to start early and stay in. Take a look. Again, we are back to compounding. We want to drive this point home. If you can put aside $200 a month, after 10 years, you'll have $36,000. In 20 years, $117,000. And after 30 years, almost $300,000. This assumes that 8% is the return. So, I know it's hard, but you must save. Invest, don't panic, and do your homework. Now, if you want to throw the dice and pick a risky stock or two, do it when you're young. The closer you get to retirement, the more conservatively you should invest. Remember that help is often just a click away. AFSCME has a terrific new website to help you learn about investing, invested.afscme.org, which is a great place to start. You can do this. The payoff will be great. Happy investing.